We hit a couple of milestones this week, but not the good kind. We're also saying goodbye to week 4 of the lockdown and hello to week 5, thanks to the coronavirus. I'm Tyler Matanane, and here's your TrendSpotting report. COVID-19 testing on Guam continues to reveal community spread. By end of day Monday, our total COVID cases were at 1,927. Active cases stood at 627 and deaths 26. By Tuesday, more deaths were to come. The governor announced the 27th COVID-related fatality, a 45-year-old woman who was admitted to the hospital more than a month before. Sadly, soon after, the 28th COVID-related death was announced. Just around 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, an 84-year-old man died at the Guam Memorial Hospital after spending almost 2 weeks there for COVID. And a word began to spread that the man lost to COVID was a beloved priest. Hours later, confirmation came. The victim was Monsignor David Kitigua. According to the Archdiocese, Monsignor David was one of the most senior priests in Guam, ordained in 1965 and retiring in 2014. Before he died, Monsignor David served as the pastor emeritus of San Juan Bautista Catholic Church in Ordot. He had served as Ordot's pastor since 1993. He also was a founder of one of the island's most vital community organizations, Catholic Social Services. The organization is tasked with helping our island's most needy, the poor and the elderly. Director Diana Calvo.
When the Archdiocese referred to him as a gentle priest, that is very reflective of his person, because he was a very gentle soul. We've had some really good chats, conversing with him at the rectory, and him sharing, his thoughts on what's transpiring in the new years, if you will, the differences between then in the 70s and what's happening now, and he's a very intelligent person, and, I personally will miss him.
Here's some of the kind words you shared with us about the late Monsignor. On Instagram, many sending prayer emojis saying rest in peace, Monsignor Kitigua. One in particular, Sage Gerber, says, it was an honor knowing this man, one of the nicest souls I've ever met. He will be missed. And another, Coconut Mama 79, says, may perpetual light shine upon Monsignor Kitigua and may he rest in peace. Monsignor David's death Tuesday was at a time when Guam's COVID numbers were nearing large milestones. The tally was at 1,966 that evening and broke the 2,000 mark the following day at 2,016 cases. The tragedy kept coming as the 29th, 30th, and 31st deaths related to COVID were announced. Hospitalization rates were still up to 19 people at a time receiving ICU-level care. It forced our Magahaga Governor Lou Leon Guerrero to extend the stay-at-home order another week. And with lots of pressure behind her for businesses choking during the lockdown, the extension came with some changes. Restaurants are now able to allow customers to come inside the building to order and pick up, and non-essential businesses also were able to operate with curbside pickup. Do you think the lockdown has helped? Check out our poll. And here are some of your comments heading into another week at home. One user commented, I appreciate all the safety and regulations our governor has set in place. However, I think the entire island should go on a 100% lockdown for 1 week. Allow people to stock up on supplies and then put everything on a pause. Another said, if this doesn't open the eyes and minds of the protesters and ignorance of this island, then all of the deaths related to the virus as well as the shared stories of the survivors will have been in vain. Guam needs to be more careful. And also high on your minds this week were the issues of government quarantine, particularly the lawsuits building from a few people who got stuck in the mandatory 14-day hold. The attorneys for the clients say their rights were being violated because Gov Guam failed to follow its own regulations as well as court orders. Janella Cruz's attorney alluded to her situation as kidnapping, since Cruz was originally told her children coming in from Saipan could home quarantine. Instead, attorney Rachel Azuzu said Cruz had to hop on a bus with them into government quarantine, which she was not prepared for.
They say that she consented, that she voluntarily decided to get on this bus and get into a government facility. But as a parent myself, it's hard pressed to find consent when the alternative is that you must abandon your children or that your children are taken away from you. Those are her choices. So there is no consent in that context.
No one wants to be in government quarantine, but the experts say it's needed. Here are some of your comments. Jovis says, scamdemic. Civil liberties have been violated. Justice for the people that have endured unlawful situations. Another VMC 671 says, everyone would think otherwise if one of their family members passed from COVID. And Patrick G. Taylor says, I say people will do what they want anyway. I see lots of traffic where I live every day, so I say open up everything and let us live. It's God's will to live your life. And there's a little bit of a bright spot in all the darkness over this week. The people who brought you Kadu and Kitchen Lingo are back. Kadu was known for bringing our island's homestyle comfort food to the masses, while Kitchen Lingo used innovative ways to present local ingredients and cute cocktails. We were all saddened when they announced the closures of both restaurants, and that frown was turned upside down after the island learned the owners of the restaurants are now operating the mighty Payless Market Deli. I'm hungry just thinking about it. And here's what you thought of it. Everyone's obviously excited in the comments. We've got Jack Larimer saying, can't wait, we'll stop by today. Another one says, this is awesome. Great move. As you already know, this is a fantastic team you have here. Double high five to all. And one more user said, huge respect for Kitchen Lingo and Pika's Cafe.
Here we go, guys. Week 5 of the lockdown. Please stay at home if you can. Keep your masks on if you have to go out, and remember to keep washing your hands and keep at a safe distance. Until next time, adios.